Hello there, my fellow brick stackers, and it's Chris, and I'm going to come to you today with a video room update. And as you can see my camera how it's facing, that's usually how I shoot my videos. And I've got bugs flying around here. I just went outside and they came all in the door. Now, by this time I think I'd already announced what my plans are, what the future of Brick Stackers is going to be, and where we're going to be at. My family and I are moving. We're moving an hour and a half away. I got a new job, a much better job, and hopefully I'll be able to have some high-speed internet access to where I can do stuff more live and more in a timely manner. But this video is going to be simply me walking around what I call the fish room. It might be a little pictures, might be a little grainy. There's not a whole lot of light on that side of the room over there. When I first moved here, I was heavily into tropical fish, and I still am. It's a big passion of mine. But right now what I'm having to do is tear down a bunch of my tanks, because where I'm going I'm not going to have as much of a dedicated room. Or basically what I'm having to do is choose between running all of this, alright, and fish. And I can't do both, as you can see. Let's go back over here in this dark corner. And you can see I've kind of got a bad habit. All this stuff in boxes are toys. And it's dark over here. And a lot of my saltwater tank and all that, all the lights are cut off on it. But there's 4 tanks right there. I'll be tearing down those 3 and my saltwater tank. And the reason is I'm going to have to move twice. I'm going to have to move over there into temporary housing until we find a house to buy. I've got to start my job before we're able to find a permanent residence. So, you know, I can't tear that down. If you know anything about saltwater, I can't tear it down once and rebuild it back up because of the filtration. So what I'm going to do is sell all that off, and then later on in life I'll start up a new saltwater tank. My 8-foot tank full of my Frontosa. My Frontosa are about 10 years old now. I'm starting to slowly have them kill one another off. I don't understand it. I know why. So I got 1 female and about 6 males in there, and that's just the way it kind of handled out for me. They're beautiful fish. I had like 12 to start off with. Of course, they've gotten so big. As you can see, they're huge. This is an 8-foot, 240-gallon tank, guys. Those rocks right there are huge. That catfish is huge. I mean, you can compare that to the size of my printer. Look at that. I mean, there's my laptop monitor, and there's the fish. It's about, some of these fish are as big as my laptop monitor. But anyway, my dad's going to take these fish, even if it's temporarily. I hope to get these babies back. But where I'm going, like I said, I don't have enough room to set all this up in the temporary housing. And my dad's going to be taking a smaller tank and putting these fish in them temporarily. So, anyway, all this junk behind there is going to be sold off, all the extra supplies I'm thinning out and putting in storage, that kind of stuff. So basically I won't have any of this. I won't have the huge 8-foot tank. But on this side is a 6-foot 110. I'm sorry about the lighting. Again, it's grainy over here. And this has got my sons and my Oscars in it, and some green Severums, and some about 10-year-old clown loaches, and 2 good-sized silver dollars. And these big bad boys right here are wet pets. They're our little dogs, and you can see my hand how big he is, and they'll eat out of my hand. I don't like doing it much because they will make me bleed. Sometimes they latch on and won't let go. But these, you can actually pet these, and that's why we're going to keep these too. They are our pets. You could get a dog in an aquarium, and Oscar is that fish. I mean, you're talking about fish that will follow you around. I have fed these guys already, and they're wanting more food. They're big babies. And I have to keep stuff on the glass because they knocked this glass up. You might see them try to jump out here and hit my hand. They'll take food out of my hand, out of the water. And you can see I've been cleaning off a bunch of junk. I had tanks all down there. Cleaned those out. There was 5 tanks down there, and that's all toys. And this is another 125-gallon. And it's a 6-foot tank, and these are more of the same fish that the big Frontos on the other side I just showed you. And these are smaller versions of that, and I'm going to sell those. My dad's going to take this tank and put the big fish in it temporarily, and then I'm going to take those guys and I'm going to put them in that tank right there. It's another 125-gallon, and I'll end up selling these Frontosa. These Frontosa are awesome. They're called Burundi Frontosa. They're a little different than the ones over there. They're a little more skittish, so when you walk by them, they'll throw water at everywhere. They'll hit everything. That's why that thing's always floating in the video, Chris. Lego for Chris is always asking what that is in the corner of my videos. Thought it was a ghost possessing something or something floating around. That thing right there won't stand. That's my filter. They knock it out like every day. I can put it back in and they'll knock it out. But I'll end up selling these guys. I just don't have room to keep them. I'm probably going to keep that 1 tank down there. It's got a lot of my shell dwellers, my rock dwellers. African cichlids, as you can see them right here. These little guys right here, there's some that live in that shell right there. They live in these little shells. I love those fish. These I'm getting ready to go take off to the pet shop and sell them. These are yellowtail ACI and a couple of rusties. Beautiful fish. But I broke down their, this is just a holding tank. I broke down their aquarium already. So anyway, and this is a couple of catfish and some plecos in there. I had a bunch of breeding colonies of pleco, and I bred them and sold them to fish stores, but two of my fish stores closed down, so that's why I'm kind of getting out of the fish business, because I can't really sell them and make any money, and nobody to sell them to. And this is more Frontosa. These are the same as the ones I just showed you in the corner that keep knocking the filter parts out. They're skittish too. See how they're all hiding? But anyway, that's the tanks that I have left. They'll all be going except one or two to my new house. All of them will be going and being sold off to make room for my Lego business. So, with me saying that, you can see where I edit my videos. I stay over there doing way too much work. I've got another project going on with some other stuff with action figures and G.I. Joe and some Marvel superheroes and stuff like that. So all of this is Transformers, G.I. Joe, and superheroes, along with all of that. I'm going to start doing some reviews and stuff like that on there. Getting back into the toys that I grew up with. I'm editing a Brick Stacking in the Wild. Alright, and this is where I can't show you much of the TV because I don't want it in copyright infringement, but it's where I sit back and watch TV. Now, to the Lego, the reason most of you are watching this, okay, and my lights are kind of blinding us, but it goes all the way back to there. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't counted my stack-ons in a while, but that's just some storage back there. I got some trays and some of my son's collection of stuff when he works for me. And then I start with supplies at the top, and I go through all of my stack-ons, and then these sets are waiting to be parted out. I've got sets behind all of these that are in my personal collection and that I've just set back. Some of them have been open, some of them have never been opened before. And these are all waiting to be parted out. I might sell these whole. I'm not open. I don't know if I'm going to open up any more of those Lex Armor Superman sets. Waiting to part out. This is my collection. Some of it is my personal stuff, but most of it is in bags because I wanted to try to hold on to a few sets sealed and see what it looks like in the next couple of years, whether I want to sell them or not. And then this is stuff being parted out. And this is my little shooting booth I don't use anymore. All my figs in my collection are back there. I've outgrown the area and they're kind of pushed back to the back. There's a media cabinet back there that's going to be more prominently displayed at the new place. I had tanks back there. Now I've got all the trains stored back there and a couple of the Galaxy Squad sets. And then I have, this is the next area that's going to be parted out. These are all my Corporate Alliance tank droids. I got storage, Hot Wheels, stuff like that. And then that's where I was going to do my stack-ons before I greatly outgrew my space. And then I've got sets to part out stored back there. And this is where I'm moving my next stack-on to fill up because I've filled up all of those already. So these are the larger sets I've kind of been putting off to parting out, big sets. Alright, and then I've got sets stored all the way down there. The Batmobiles I'm not parting out, I'm going to keep those sealed. Alright, so that's that. I got some extra bead trays back there on the floor. And in case you haven't seen, I did add these two under my table. The light still on? Yeah, sorry. I did add these. These are my containers that I keep my bags in. Sort of took Clutch's advice on that. And simply just keep my bags in Ziploc bags right here. And so when I'm selling or packing orders, I just pull a bag out and reuse them. And this is where I sit doing all my work. And this is my collection of, I don't have enough room to collect, to present everything that I collect. I do have a lot more that I want to have out. And at the new place, I am going to set up a pretty good little display of everything I love. But let's see if I can show you this down here. I have more trays. More trays. And more trays. So, that is all sorting trays. So Clutch, I still have you beat. See all those sorting trays? Plus all of those sorting trays. plus 2 more cases upstairs. I hadn't even done a Lego haul on yet to show you, so this is not even all of them. I'd say this is about 75% of my order, though. A collection of sorting trays. And somebody's going to ask me, why in the world I have so many? Well, when I get to the new place, I plan on buying several more of these tables that are 6 feet long. You see how this table's sitting here? I'm going to have one right here for me to do my main stuff on. Then right here, I'm going to line up another one. And then right here, I'm going to sit in a big U. And I'm going to have sorting trays on my right and my left. And these that I do a lot of common stuff pulling in and out of, these are going to be up under these tables. And I'm going to do most of my pulling of orders in part night sets. I'm going to be able to just have more going at one time. And I'll explain that later in another video. This video is going kind of long. But in case you hadn't seen it, I do have most all my elements in stack-ons. And as you can see, these little stickers that are on here covering up the numbers. I get these from Walmart. These are little tab divider things you buy at Walmart to mark the pages in the book. They don't have a whole, you can reuse them. So they pick, that's not sticky, but this part's just lightly tacky. And so anytime I pull a drawer out and I have, like, you can see this part's empty back here, I will put a sticker on there to let myself know, hey, I got room in this one. And right now I'm doing that because I don't have enough space to do like Clutch does with one lot, one drawer. I have to divide my cabinets up. So when you look at something like that, I've got 2 colors of that type in there. See, that one's empty. It should have a sticker. I know it did. Sorry, I had to look through the picture finder. This one's just still got some. I have one lot, one drawer. If there's a lot of them in there. Anyway, so that's that. And then on the drawers in these Sterilite containers, as you can see, I've got 3460 part number. I've got every color of 3460 in individual Ziploc bags in here. And so all my plates are in cabinets 1, 2, and 3. All of my bricks are in 10, 11, and 12. So when I pull this out, you can see here's all of 3010. Every color is in there in its own little bag. Here's 3002. Every color is in its own little bag. And I hope one day to be able to get away from using this as much, but you know, I can't fit many bricks in a stack-on. Even if you get the big drawers, that's still not going to be enough to hold what I need. But I mean, it works. It does. And I got all my plates and wedges back there in the top 2 right there. And then this is odd and stuff like canoes and boats and big barrels, stuff that takes up a lot of space and I don't sell a whole lot of. They're gonna be over there. And then, you know, I have a collect all drawer back there. It's got all the miscellaneous junk, and then my minifigs are labeled right there. You can see it says minifig 1, 2, 3, 4. I've started going over there now to minifig 30. And then I've gone over here now to minifig 7, 8, 9. You can see it's got my Simpsons figs. That's series 11 and that one. And so I try to keep it as organized as possible. But it's a good way to organize. I've got all my figs kind of laid out. And I think I'm somewhat organized. I don't have a whole lot of problem finding anything. But anyway, that's a quick overview. I mainly wanted to document this. Hey, look, I see myself in the aquarium. Hello. I wanted to document this mainly because this is kind of a goodbye to the way I've sat down here for 7 years, and we're moving on to a new part of our life. Of course, I wasn't into Lego and brick sales and Bricklink for that 7 years, but I had a whole lot of worked on 2 degrees down here. Started a whole different career down here and taught public education. Spent a lot of time in this room, and it will be missed because it's quiet. It's a basement, so it's going. We're going to bigger and better things. But I wanted to document the way it looked, have it for record forever, and that's it. So anyway, I will update this when I get my new place, and we'll be able to compare how things are and how they run, and learn from one another on what things do work better. So, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little long. It's a 15-minute video, and I like to talk, as you can tell. And one thing I didn't show you a whole lot of is how I do my Bricklink sales and when I get them and where do I put them. As you can see, I've got a little container right there, and that's all the sales going out tomorrow morning. I've already got those packaged and ready, and then I've got another container behind there of orders that are packed and ready but haven't been paid. And anyway, I'll just show you all that when I get to the new place. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Continue to stack those bricks, guys, and see you later.